So, in case you haven't heard, the brand WYZE, the maker of budget smart consumer products, has been having a product launch frenzy. 10 new products alone in the past year, for crying out loud. And I'm not just talking about $20 cloud-based surveillance cameras, but headphones, intelligent sprinkler systems, smart locks, and even hand vacs. And one of their most anticipated items, the WYZE Thermostat. And I'm gonna cut to the chase right here real quick. Because if you're shopping for a new thermostat for your home, this should be at the top 3 of your list. Like, really, because TLDR, not only is this device pretty darn impressive, it's only $50 with change. Yes, did I get your attention? 50 bucks. So I've had this installed for 3 months now. Here's my impression. Let's find out if this is dope or nope. Let's do it. Alright, so here's the WYZE thermostat installed, and some of you may already notice right off the bat and starting to dig at you is how off-centered this thing is against the wall. Yes, it drives me nuts all the time too, but this is an 1856 house, lots of idiosyncrasies, and the original location of the old thermostat was right here, so I just thought I'll reuse the same hole in the wall. A little bit of context as well, my house has baseboard heating, but no cooling because this part of Maine, we don't really need any kind of cooling in the summertime. This thing though can handle anything that you can throw at it, gas, oil, electric, conventional heat pump, whatever, this thing will do it. So in the box, you'll find everything that you need to get the installation done right. From the user manual that is supplemented by the WYZE app, the cable organizers, the C-wire adapter in case you don't have a live wire running through the wall. You also have this really nice base plate, one of the better ones that I've seen, really tastefully done. It matches the facade of the main unit because some other manufacturers, it's kind of like a hit or miss, but this one, I think they did it right. Although I wish, this is matte plastic by the way, although I wish this has other colorways like black or gold or silver or something like that. But I guess this is early on in the product cycle, and maybe once this picks up, we'll get more accessory makers on board. But as it is, you only get white. I guess at a pinch, you can always spray paint this, right? So just do that. Now, the main unit itself plugs into the back like this really quickly, and the boot up sequence is really quick. There's the logo, and there's the temperature. Done. See how quick that is? This thing is polycarbonate and ABS for the most part, so it's plastics galore. But because of its size, it hides that plasticiness really well. The front is plexiglass, and it hides a 2-inch diagonal IPS full color display that's not a touchscreen. As small as it is, this screen is really legible from afar and also in bright daylight like right now. This thing is really punchy. It shows you the information that you need. When it's cooling, it'll turn blue, the background blue with the temperature, the foreground, and it'll turn orange when it's heating up. Just the right kind of information that you need far or close. Connectivity, this thing can connect to Bluetooth and Wi-Fi 2.4 gigahertz channel only. But once you have this paired with the WYZE app, man, it opens up a whole bunch of remote access features. It also works with Alexa and Google Assistant. And by the way, this thing up here is the window to the motion detection sensor, and it's really sensitive. Up to 11 or 12 feet away when you walk by, it'll turn on the screen to show you the temperature. But it doesn't get tricked up really easily either. I can stand at that same distance, wave my hand like a moron, and nothing happens. So it's pretty smart that way. Now, another sensor is down here in the 6 o'clock position, which is the temperature and humidity sensor. And I think this is a wrong place to have it. And also, I wish there was more, either one at the top or one at the front, to better average out the temperature in the room. My baseboard is right below, right where I'm standing. So when this activates and the heat rises from the baseboard, it immediately hits the sensor before the rest of the room heats the appropriate temperature. So it shuts it off prematurely. I'm not a fan of that, so I'm looking forward to the satellite sensors that WYZE is promising. So with that, I can better average out the temperature of the entire room or the entire floor more effectively. So here's the WYZE app, and if you set up any WYZE connected devices in the past, this will be pretty familiar to you. Now, pairing the thermostat is pretty straightforward. Once you have it connected to your Wi-Fi, it's just a straight shot from there. And it'll be listed as one of your devices in the homepage. If you have a lot of WYZE devices, it's going to be pretty convoluted. So I just kind of rearrange it, the thermostat to be near to the top anyway. Now, you tap on the thermostat and you'll come to the main control screen. So you adjust the temperature front and center with this rotary scale. It's really, really nice. It vibrates your phone as well. And you swipe up from below to reveal some quick controls to bypass your presets. there's the ever so helpful hold right down the bottom. And by the way, because I don't have cooling, one thing you don't see here is the cool option next to heat right here. So if your home has both heat and cool, then the auto function becomes available. And auto means, and this is really cool guys, the thermostat will use both your AC and heater to regulate the temperature in your home, like when your house is warm in the daytime and cold at night. And it also does this with a 5-degree safety buffer, so both systems are not fighting each other at any given time. Now back at the home screen on the top right here, if you tap this bar graph, it'll take you to Insights, where you see this really helpful weekly and monthly average breakdown of your on times of your system, like how many hours it runs per day. At some point, I'm sure the filter between weekly and monthly, they'll add a year once this system is old enough. One thing I would like to see is also some kind of cost estimate where you can punch in your kilowatt hours and it'll give you some kind of cost analysis. Now, backing out, you find, if you tap the gear icon, you'll find options. And things here seem a little bit jumbled to me, at least the way it's arranged. Like, see, one thing that you don't use very often is the name of the thermostat. It's right at the top. It usually finds it, I find it at the bottom. And major functions like scheduling for new users, you're like, where is it? Well, it's right here in the middle, which is a really weird position. It should be right at the top, I think. Now, setting your schedule, let's look at it though. Let me create a new one. It's really straightforward and really quick as well. You just set the days you want and say I want Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, and Sunday, and I add a block, whether it's a home or way or sleep. Let me do sleep. And then I can set a time from 1 a.m. and then I'll set the temperature again on that rotary dial and then save, and stuff like that. It's really, really easy to do. Now, backing out, you find things like behavior, where you can set your thermostat to lean towards performance or power savings. Really convenient stuff. And also you can turn on geofencing by flicking this little radio button on and off. And if you don't want the entire household fighting over the temperature, for example, you can lock the physical thermostat by tapping that radio button right there. Unless you invited them as users on the WYZE app, which is shown up here on share. Right now you can delete a shared user, but it would be nice if you can temporarily suspend access just like you can with the physical unit. Now, under advanced, you can do a systems test and also calibrate the entire system if needed. There's also a WYZE filter reminder. It's pretty unique because you can tell it the filter type and size, so the filter replacement reminder is a little bit more accurate than usual. Now, a few improvements I'd like to see are more immediate access to my schedule, perhaps directly from the main control screen. Right now, there's none here. It would be nice to have some direct icon right here. I also already mentioned temporarily being able to suspend a shared user. And the last one, right now, let me back out of this completely. I'll show you this. It takes extra steps and time to access the thermostat. So if I go to WYZE and then it launches it and it launches up all the different devices, and then I have to tap the thermostat and then it will take me to this screen. It's just a little bit cumbersome. It would be nice to do it from the home screen. Now, WYZE later or recently added the ability to add widgets like right here to your home screen. But if your screen real estate is tight for widgets, it would be nice to see WYZE leveraging app shortcuts. Like if I tap and hold on the WYZE icon, right now I can launch widgets, but it would be nice to have, say, all my different devices here and listed. So it would be nice to see the thermostat, and then I can drag and drop it there on my main screen, and it will take up the space of a tiny little icon. Now, here are my top 3 favorite things about the WYZE thermostat in no particular order. And the first one of all, you probably know I'm going to say this, is the price. For $50, you just can't go wrong with this. It's like a curiosity purchase almost. If you buy this, if it breaks down, if you get tired of it, you just, it doesn't hurt your wallet too much. Or if you just want to dabble with it, just experiment with smart thermostats, this is a great budget way to enter the whole arena. So this is great. And it just works, guys. It works really well for what it is. It's not some questionable Chinese company on Amazon that you find with questionable warranty and customer support. Sure, WYZE has some ways to go in terms of customer support for the thermostat. In the beginning, it was kind of wonky, but they've improved and upped their game quite a lot. Another thing that I really like is its compact dimensions, in a similar vein to a Nest thermostat. So this is the WYZE, and this is your old school Mercury thermostat, very similar in profile. And one thing I've always liked about the old ones is they blend really well on the wall. They're almost invisible when you really want them to. And I think the WYZE follows that same concept. And sure, this WYZE cannot boast about touchscreens or built-in Alexa speakers, but it has a really robust remote access feature set, like geofencing and really strong integration with voice assistant like Alexa and Google Assistant. It's a really smooth experience both when you use the app to control the thermostat as well as through voice. It's so good, guys. Now, in terms of negatives, my first one has to do with the app, and it's really not that big of a deal as long as they do the necessary updates to fix it. But my beef with it is the menu structure. It's a little bit confusing, especially for new users. Like, for example, what's the difference between the temperature preference on the main section as opposed to the temperature preference or temperature setting in your schedule? They don't define that, and how that works in the thermostat, they don't say anything about it. The other thing is just the order and the congruence of where everything is placed. I wish they can restructure it a little bit, making it more efficient and easier to find as a whole. So all they need is a software update to fix it, but as it is one of my first negatives. And my second negative is WYZE, you need to activate the adaptive learning like pronto right now, because I like to be able to preemptively heat my house, have some smarts there rather than just strictly follow the schedule. That would be super nice. And since this is a firmware update, just get it out of beta testing already and get it to us like right now. And the other thing I would like to see, I know it's promised in 2021, is the satellite sensors. Yes, that's super. I can't wait for that. But the sooner we get it to us, it would just really bump up the game for the current unit. Because as we saw earlier, the single sensor on the main body is just not enough to get a complete average of the room temperature. So here are my final thoughts. And I'll be the first to admit that having this installed for 3 months is just not long enough of a duration for me to test certain aspects in more detail, like how does this save on power or electricity or oil. In the short term though, I can safely say that this has made a marked improvement over the older thermostat. And the other thing I would like to check out too is long-term reliability, because it's important to some of you guys. So this is an early adopter unit. I would like to see how this fares after say 6 months or 12 months. So maybe we'll do an update video then. But during my short time with this, I've been highly impressed with the WYZE thermostat. I'm just blown away. I can't stop gushing about it or telling people about it because it just works amazingly, and it's only 50 bucks. So this is perfect for you if you're on a budget, or if you just want to supplement ones you already have at home in your attic or basement or something like that. But this is not for you if you're looking for a touchscreen or a different kind of aesthetics, or if you have Apple HomeKit at home, this doesn't work with that. So with that being said, I want to give the WYZE thermostat, hold on a second, why don't you tell me this is upside down? I want to give the WYZE thermostat a gear up score of 8.4 out of 10. And this is how I broke it down to get to the final score. Feel free to comment down below and ask me how I got there, and I'll be glad to share. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Y'all are just the best audience ever. In fact, I hope to see you back next Friday for a new one. We're going to be looking at another WYZE product, the headphones, and we'll see if that's good or not. And in the meantime, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to this channel. Mash and kill that button down below. Turn on the bell notification icon and help me get you more videos like this to watch and grow my channel. I'm trying to get to 1 million subs, and I know it's a long way away, and I promise not to bug you after that. And if you haven't already, also please visit my Patreon page down here. And if you decide to help that way, you can get your name shouted out like Barbecue Jones did. And also remember the thumbs up if you like this video, and comment nicely down below, no swearing. And thumbs down. Thumbs down to litterers at fast food restaurants, the ones that park in front of garbage cans in the parking lot, but they just open the car doors and dump the trash out. You've seen those. It's like their parents disowned them when they were younger or something. I don't know what happened, but it's no bueno, hombre, no bueno. So anyways, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you have a great weekend. I love you guys so much. Remember to show some love in the world, because it starts with you. Peace out, and I'll see you the next time.